The deadline to file your taxes is just around the corner. April 15th is the last day, so about 2 weeks left. Joining us this morning with last-minute tips is local financial professional Erik Krom from Clear Creek Advisors. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. All right, the time is ticking now. A couple weeks left. What are the most common mistakes people make?
Yeah, I think really it's just waiting to the last minute.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times we should be thinking about tax planning all year long, and we wait till April 15th, which if you do that, you can miss deadlines and you can miss opportunities. So that would be number one. Number two is electronic filing. I think that's really important. Nowadays, you don't want mistakes. If you get mistakes, you're going to risk audit. And if you do it by paper, you could have math errors. So you really want to try to take advantage of that. Excuse me. And then the last one is overpayment. We still see a lot of people overpaying, and I'd rather have you overpay than underpay because I don't want you to pay penalties, of course, but generally speaking, you want to get that as close to zero as you can. So you just want to kind of dial that in throughout the year, and if you're overpaying, maybe back things off so you can get a little closer to zero.
Yeah, you don't want the government to be making money off of your money, right?
That's correct.
Get as close to zero as you can, and that's where a CPA really can come in and help you figure out how to get close to zero. So what things have changed from last year to this year for filers who haven't finished taxes yet?
Yeah, not a whole lot has changed. There were a couple different changes. The big ones actually that we want to look out for are coming up in 2026 when these rules sunset and go back to the pre-Trump tax rules, potentially. But this year there were changes really as a result of inflation. We saw increases in both the tax brackets and standard deductions. So 12 stayed 12, 22 stayed 22, but the numbers did go up. So if you made the exact same money as you did last year, you may pay a little bit less in taxes this year. And then the standard deduction, which definitely is a big deal because so many people don't itemize anymore. A lot more people take advantage of the standard deduction. Those increased a little bit to about 13.8 single and double that for a joint tax filer. So those would be a couple changes, but nothing too major this year.
Okay, if someone at home is like freaking out, they're like, oh my gosh, it is only 12 days away. What am I going to do? How do you file an extension?
Yeah, it's really easy. You just have to let the IRS know that you want more time. The main thing about that to know, and I would do it electronically, by the way, although you can still do it through paper. But the main thing to know really is that filing an extension to file your taxes is not an extension to pay your taxes. So sometimes you may have a really good idea what those numbers are. Sometimes you need to make an estimate, but you want to do as good a job as you can at trying to pay what you think you pay so you don't end up paying a bunch of penalties at the end of the day.
Yeah, that is kind of the misconception. They're like, oh, I'm just going to kick the can down the road, and you still got to pay. So that is the caveat there. How can we set ourselves up for success next tax year?
Yeah, I think it gets back to what I said earlier, just planning all year long. We talk to our clients about asking the question, are you trying to save taxes today or are you trying to save taxes in the future? And that's a biggie because the decisions that you would make are not the same, right? If you want to save taxes today, it's 401k contributions, health savings account contributions, maximizing deductions today, where you would really do the opposite if you were thinking more about the future. You'd be concerned with paying taxes today so that you can minimize taxes in the future through things like Roth IRAs and things like that. So that's the biggie, just getting the question answered as early as you can and what the objective is so that you can plan accordingly. And also, the markets do different things. That the earlier you plan, the more appropriate and prepared you'll be for different market changes and different market conditions.
I think, Eric, one of the biggest things here to take away is I know some people are like, I can't wait to get all this money back, you know, but that's really not what you should be doing. That just means that the government has made money off of you this whole time, whereas you can be making money off of that yourselves if you were to claim the right number, right?
Yeah, it feels good to get a refund, right?
Yeah.
Everybody likes to get that money back. But like you said, it's more efficient if you can find the right number so that you don't lend the government your money all year long and keep it for yourself. And then if you do get a refund, it's just really important to do the right thing with it, right? Obviously, we all want to
burn it all right away. No.
Yeah, exactly. So pay down debt if you have it or save it. That would be a much better solution.
That's good. That's where like a financial advisor can come in and tell you what to do with that lump sum so that it makes the most impact for you. Eric, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
Really appreciate it.